If you're ready to 10 times your money, 10 times your influence, 10 times your impact, 10 times your love, your intimacy, 10 times your connection to God, we're going to be showing you in this episode exactly what you need to do that so that you can start 2023 off with a bang.
Bang.
Soldiers retain. Real strong men are self-control, their info is plain. If you don't know, feel that energy flow right into your brain. Your whole game will change. Soldiers retain. Soldiers retain. Soldiers retain. Real strong men are self-control, their info is plain. If you don't know, feel that energy flow right into your brain. Your whole game will change. Soldiers retain. Soldiers retain.
What? I was like, there's a glitch.
You muted, man.
Semen retention soldiers.
Yeah.
What's going down? We're talking about 10 timesing everything in your life so that your 2023 can be truly incredible. I want to first just say, what's up, Captain Jake? Welcome to our live, as always.
Nice to be here, man. I want to 10 times everything. I've been focusing on committing to my goals, and I love to 10 times that commitment and focus.
Fantastic. Well, we're going to be talking about exactly how to do that. It's something I've been working on in my own life, and I've been seeing the results. I'm going to be sharing some of the things that I've been doing that's really been working. I'm really looking forward to 2023. I just want to speak words of blessings over everybody who's tuning in. But by the way, for those tuning in live right now, we appreciate you so much. You know, we go live every single Thursday at 9:30 a.m. Eastern Standard Time. We encourage you to make this a weekly habit, put it in your schedule, subscribe, get notified, you know, whatever platform you're listening to this on, make sure that you're there with us. If you just tune into this every single week, if you just make this a weekly habit over the course of 1 year, I promise you by the end of the year, your entire life will be different. Your entire life, the challenges you face will become your opportunities. And I just want to start off by speaking blessings over to everyone who's here with us live and watching the recording. The beauty about blessings is that they're not time stamped. So even if you're watching this years later, hearing these words will bring blessings over to your life. So I just want to bless you and say that I really believe in you. And you think, well, you don't know me. How do you believe in me? It's because, this might sound a bit egotistical, but it's just true. It's because I believe in myself, and ultimately I believe in God. I only believe in myself because I believe in the power of God. In fact, the reality is I believe in God, and that gives me belief in myself. And I know that God is within you, and all the qualities of God are within you. And sometimes they're dormant. All the beauty, all the strength, all the fame, all the, knowledge, the ability to renounce and to be detached so you can be happy and accomplish the things you want to accomplish, both materially and spiritually. All those qualities live dormant in you. And the more that you can connect to them, and the more that you realize that for yourself, the better that you're going to do in this life. And that's why I 100% believe in you. It's because I believe in God, and God dwells within you. And so I just want to remind you of who you are as spirit, soul, and know that everything that you desire and more, God desires for you, because his desire and your desire should ultimately be harmonized. And as you come into more self-realization through these processes and these techniques that we give you in these trainings, the more that you're going to see that for yourself, and you're going to be able to be a strong leader in the world, for your company, for your business, for your mission, your movement, your religion, your culture, your family, your wife, your kids. And I truly believe that it's strong masculinity right now that is needed more than anything else in the world, at all levels, at all aspects of society. So here we're religious neutral. we're not gender neutral, but we are religious neutral. And we just see you as a part and parcel of God. And so I just want to remind you of that. Captain Jake, you got any words before we dive into this 10 times your...
I just want to say thank you, Nakula, for believing in me. I've always felt that, and for helping me to get closer to God with all that you've been teaching me. and it can do the same for others if you apply the stuff that we're talking about. It's nice to tune in and listen, but I would really encourage people to apply. And I'm also so grateful to be standing in my masculine more every day, because it's really making a difference in my life and then the others around me. So I'm very grateful for that.
Oh, well, thank you, man. I'm grateful for you and everything that you brought to the table, to the Army. You totally up leveled it. You came into the program. You're like, I'm going to do this. You killed it in the trainings. You got the result. And essentially you created a position for yourself within the Army. And that inspired me to do all kinds of things. So that's how it works, right? When we're on mission and on task, ultimately everything comes, all the support, all the right people, everything is supplied for, all the faculties needed. Oftentimes, and we're going to talk a little bit about this in today's training, but we get too much caught up on the how rather than the faith of that it will happen as long as we take action. And you'll see people, the right people, the circumstances, the money, everything that you think you lack is actually waiting for you to take the right actions. And so let's dive into this process, because it's all about taking action. You just said it, application. It's great to come on and listen to us. And again, we encourage you to do that. And by the way, if you're here live, say what's up, leave some comments below. It does help us get pushed up on the algorithm. And, we got to play the algorithm game on this social media stuff that we've got. But just by leaving a few comments, it actually really helps. It's a great service. It helps us get this message out to more people. So please, I encourage you to leave some comments, say what's up. It really helps us out. And of course, if you've got questions, we love to answer your questions, because then we can cater the training directly to you. So don't be shy. Leave your questions, leave your comments. We invite you to be part of the conversation. When we talk about 10 timesing your impact, 10 timesing your growth in 30 days and the year to come. Good morning, Giselle. What we're talking about is making an exponential growth, not like 1 + 1 + 1 + 1. For years, that's how I've grown. 1 + 1 + 1 + 1. And then I recognize that I don't want to, I want to grow exponentially. When I look at the universe, bang, right? And then exponential growth. It's just like boom, The whole universe grows exponential. In the Bible, it says, be fruitful and multiply. So most of us think growth is 1 + 1 + 1, but I want to challenge you today to start to think exponentially. And the way that you're going to do that, and if you've got a pen and paper, by the way, this is going to be the best way to do it. Like, you write this down. Now, I'm going to give you some tangibles. So we're going to use money as an example. And honestly, it's not all about money. Money is a form of power in this world. It's a form of influence. It's kind of like a freedom. So money's important. When people say money's not important, but money is important. I don't believe that life is about money, but money is like an aspect of life, and we should get good at money. So we're going to use money as an example. I'm going to use followers as an example, social media followers, tangible stuff. And then I'm going to use some intangibles as well, like relationships, health, because these are a little bit harder sometimes to measure. So let's go with some easy ones. Let's say money. Let's say I'm going to just pick an arbitrary number. Let's say that you have a goal of generating, $10,000 a month. Let's say you've been thinking, I want to generate $10,000 a month. Well, here's what you're going to do. You're going to take your $10,000, and then what are you going to do? How much are you going to times it by?
10.
It's really simple. Trust me, if it's math, with me, it's going to be super simple. I think I went to summer school every year for math. I had a math tutor. I went to summer school for math. I failed classes in math. All right. So when I do math, always know it's going to be simple math. Okay. So just times it by 10. So if you want to make whatever your financial goal is, monthly or annually, times it by 10. So we're going to work with 10,000. We're timesing that by 10. Guess what that is? That's $100,000 a month. Now you may be thinking, man, $100,000 a month. I'm struggling to make, $1,000 a month or $5,000 a month. Man, if I could just get to 10,000, that would be amazing. And here's what I want to say to that. In this case, the purpose of the goal isn't whether you believe it's true or not. Okay. Not in this particular case. Okay. This is not like a SMART goal. A SMART goal is something we do with our students: specific, measurable, actionable, realistic, and time-based. This may not be realistic for you. I want you to cut the fetters of your mind. I want you just to take what's realistic and not according to your mind, and I want you to put it aside. All right, just for the sake of this exercise, because there's a deeper purpose to why we're doing this. And what I simply want you to do is 10 times your goal. All right, so that's financial goal. Now, let's say you're an influencer, you're a leader, you have a mission. I see Giselle's with us. Giselle is, leading, the freedom movement. She's impacting here in Canada, the way that we view our politics and the way that we are operating our governments and our media. So, maybe the goal for Giselle, and I don't know this, I'm just, because Giselle's a friend of mine, so I'm using her as example, and I see she's here. And by the way, all you shy people out there, say what's up in the comments. and let's say, so it's followers, because the reality is if you want to make impact, you have to have followers. Now, again, it's not about an egoistic, oh, I want followers for the sake of having followers, right? It's about having influence that's positive. So don't desire fame just for fame, but if you have some kind of what I'll call fame or followers, or you're in a position of leadership, then use that for good. And then that becomes a good force in the world. So fame is neither good nor bad. It's how you use it. Just like money, it's neither good nor bad. It's how you use it. Just like power or intelligence. None of it, it's neutral. It's neither friend nor enemy. It's just a quality in which you can use, and depending on how you use it, will have certain results or effects both in your life and the ripple out effect in the world. So we're going to take Instagram followers, or actually YouTube subscribers, because I want more YouTube subscribers. So we're going to take YouTube. So let's say the goal is to have 10,000 YouTube subscribers. What are we going to times that by?
10.
Now the goal is 100,000 YouTube subscribers, or Facebook followers, or Instagram followers, or whatever, TikTok people, whatever they are called. TikTokers, right? Whatever it is, All right. So those are very tangible. And again, whether you believe it or not, whether you think it's realistic or not, you're putting that aside for now. You're simply just looking at those numbers and allowing that to dwell in you. Allow that to sit. What would it imagine right now? Take 2 minutes and imagine what it would feel like if you already had $100,000 coming in every single month. If your influence was so great that you could literally influence policies and governments, and if you could influence the people in such a positive way, you could 10 times your sales, you could 10 times your influence. Now, let's take a little bit some untangibles, okay? Because those are easy to measure. What about some of the unmeasurables that we desire? I want more intimacy in my relationship. Just give the amount of intimacy a number that you feel you're at. So again, we're going to just keep working with 10 just to make math easy. Let's say 10 is the most intimate that you can feel right now. 0, you have none. So we'll say 10 on an intimacy level. And again, what are we going to do? We're going to 10 times that. And now we've got 100 on the intimacy level.
Ooh.
That's intimate.
That's close.
That's close. The Catechisms of the Catholic Church has the greatest wisdom on sexuality and chastity. Cool. You know what? I've actually never read that, but thank you for bringing it to our attention, because I am definitely going to put that on my things to study. We appreciate the comment. What's some other intangibles? Let's say health. Let's say strength. You want to bench press. Now you might be talking about like let's say you bench press 100 pounds. Well, 10 times that, and you're bench pressing 1,000 pounds. I don't even know if that's possible, but
just bench press like a house or a car.
yeah. Maybe by like one of those, like, you know, those big those strength guys.
Yeah.
Yeah, maybe one of those guys, you know, the world's
A big
strongest
tire,
man.
a really big tire.
Yeah.
Start pushing it.
Those guys, maybe they can do that. So, see, you can see I'm like, I don't think that's realistic for me, but let's put it anyways. Because again, this is not about being realistic right now. This is about understanding what it takes to exponentially grow. And let's say your connection to God, let's put one more. Let's say you have a connection with God, or you want a deeper connection with God. And it's the same thing with like intimacy. It's actually quite similar to a physical relationship. We have the higher degrees of intimacy with our spiritual connection. So let's say you feel right now your intimacy or connection with God's a 10, and you really want to grow that. And so you're going to times that by 10. And now you've got 100 on the intimacy level with God. Here's what we did. Why is this important? Here's, and write this down if you can. Put this somewhere where you can see it, or just, I want you to remember this and dwell upon this today. Make your goal so big that you no longer can remain the person you are and keep doing things the way you do it for you to hit that goal. You see, if I'm going to tell you one of the unrealistic ones in my head, like when I was writing those down for me, was the working out. I'm like, I don't think I could bench press 1,000 pounds, right? Like, I don't even know that I'm physically possible. But here's what I'm going to do. I'm going to cut the fetters from my mind. I'm going to cut any limitations. I'm just going to go, you know what? I'm just going to imagine me like just, you know, like the weights are just racked on. It's like the bar is bending and I'm just like, and I'm just killing it. What it does is right away, what I notice, if I'm serious about that goal, I got to work out with way more intensity.
Yeah. You probably end up lifting more than you do now, just because you've aimed that high. You'll realize that you could lift much more than you're lifting now.
That's right. See, this is the secret about 10 times in your goal. You may or may not hit it, but what you need to do is you need to go after it as if it was already real. Because what you're going to do is you're going to discover a new capacity to yourself that you've never discovered before. Yeah, I might not go to the gym today and bench press 1,000 pounds. I can almost guarantee you I won't. But because we've done this exercise and it's going to be in my consciousness, you know I'm going to put an extra at least 10, maybe 15 pounds just to be like, oh, I got to do it.
Yeah.
So the key here is to embody now the bigness in the life you want to live sometime in the future.
Yeah.
The secret to great thinking is to see the end in the beginning and not to get caught up in the how. Too many of you are so caught up in the how that it takes away your faith. It takes away your momentum. You know the saying, aim for the stars, and if you happen to land on the moon, that's still good.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah. Have you seen that one where it's like a technique to prove it? You like turn around. Let's try it very quickly, right?
Okay.
Wait. So I'm going to stand up. It's going to be like 5 seconds. So you're standing still or sitting, but not on a swivel chair because that's cheating.
Okay.
So then you're going to look straight, and then you're going to look around as far as you can and move your whole head around as far as you can, and look at an object behind you at your furthest point.
Okay.
All right, now come back to the middle. Now visualize you looking way further, like almost 360. Visualize that. Don't do it, but just visualize that you can turn your head and you can look all the way around a lot further, like much further around than you did. Yeah.
Okay.
Imagine, feel like you're doing that, and now do it again, and see how far you go.
Oh my goodness, you're right. Yeah.
way further, right?
Way further, not even just a little, way further.
Yeah.
You know what? There's another one like that as well. You're reminding me of where you draw a line on the wall,
Yeah.
or and you're like, go try to reach it, gotta try to reach it, and then you go up and you reach it, and then the task is you draw a line on the wall that's a little bit out of your reach, and then the challenge is to reach as far past as you can.
Yeah.
And then you're like, oh, okay. And then you're like, visualize you now reaching way further. And then you go up and do it again. And you'll notice that your hand, you'll be able to go way further.
Yeah, yeah. It's like easy to get the bit you did before.
Yeah, yeah. And then you're thinking, and what this does for you is it expands your capacity of what you think you're capable of. You see, too many of you are selling yourself short. You're capable of a castle, but you're acting and playing the game of life like you have a hut.
Yeah.
Right? You're like you're capable of building a castle, and instead of building a castle, you're building a hut. And there's so many reasons why. Maybe your school teacher didn't believe in you. Maybe mommy didn't hug you enough. Maybe dad wasn't around. There's so many reasons. Just put those aside and recognize you can get beyond those. You can get beyond those. And this is the first step. So here's the deal. If you want exponential growth, more impact, more money, more intimacy, more spiritual growth, whatever the more of is you want, doesn't matter. The principle applies to it all. 10 times your goal. And even if you don't believe you can do it, every day, visualize yourself like it was already true and begin to act as if that was already true. Just begin to act it like, yeah, I already lift 1,000 pounds. Walk as you lift 1,000 pounds. Talk, right? If it's money, walk like it, embody it, not arrogance, not pride, no, not I'm better than others. More like a silent confidence. This is it. This is who I am.
Yeah, I can already feel it on my ones. I can feel some of them are actually attainable. They're not even that mad. Like I would have said 10K followers because I've experienced before. I had one thing go viral and like I got 9,000 followers really quickly. So I could experience that. But why not be on the level of 100,000? If it can be 10, why not? You know what I mean? Like it's actually tangible. And even the weightlifting as well, I never really lift more than like 20 kgs. And I know I could probably do more, but I like go to the gym. I just comfortable. I don't really break a sweat. I'm just like, yeah, I do my normal workout. My body, I like how I'm doing. But actually, I know I could lift a 25 or maybe even more if I just believed. But I just stick with this. But I already know I could do that just by thinking of it.
This is context. This is like comfort zone. We have a certain self-image. I got a certain body. I got a certain income. I got a certain amount of influence. But who you are on the world stage is actually the self-image that you're cultivating. So when you 10 times your goal, and it's okay if that goal makes you feel uncomfortable. This is about actually tuning into inner capacity. You see, once you can start to see it within yourself, then naturally you'll start to act it because you'll follow the mind. Wherever the mind goes, whatever the identities of the mind is what you'll take on. Now, remember, I want you to remember this because this is the main point, and then we'll quickly go through the other two steps. But this is really the bulk of today I want you to get. So I'm going to say it again. And I wrote it down so I can read it to you. Make your goals so big that you can no longer remain the same person you are and keep doing things the way you do. It doesn't mean that you necessarily have to do more. Like, for example, the gym one, you still got to go to the gym, but you can't go to the gym in the same spirit you've always been going to the gym. Now you're going to the gym to make gains. Right? Now you're going to the gym to grow, not to maintain. When you want to 10 times your income, you can't approach your business in the same way that you've always been doing it, kind of lax. It's now I'm here to grow. And what you'll notice right away is that, and this is step number 2, take unusual action. Now, why do I call it unusual action? It's unusual to you. You will not be able to operate your day the exact same way you're operating it now and expect a different result, because that is called insanity, right? Keep doing the same thing over and over again and expecting a different result. You will have to actually accomplish those goals, to exponentially grow. You are going to have to sidestep. Like, you might even have to scrap some things you're doing and be like, it's time for me to operate in a whole different way. And that's why I call it unusual action, because oftentimes it means eliminating things, actually, not adding more, so that you can do whatever you're doing really well.
It's not even more effort. Like, look, sometimes we make a lot of effort for what we're doing now. This small goal we have, we make so much effort for that. So it's not even about more effort. It's just about the intention behind it.
Yeah. And it's cause and effect. If there's an effect, there must be a cause. So the cause of the results that you have in your current life, your money, your influence, your health, your relationships, your connection with God, all of those are directly a result of the actions and mindset that you currently have. Directly.
Yeah.
So if you want a different result, guess what? It's required a different mindset, therefore different actions. So your actions have to be different. If you're going to 10 times your income, you can't keep going the way that you're going, right? If you're going to increase your gains at the gym, you can't keep working out. If you're going to have more connection to God, you can't keep praying in a lackadays you need to now, like, really get serious and focused. So the goal to 10 times whatever it is that you want starts to expand your mindset and the frame of consciousness or awareness in which you operate. Now you're operating with a bigger goal in mind, and that alone will shift you from the inside. And the principle is your inner world creates your outer world.
Yeah.
So step number 1, big vision, 10 times your goals. Step number 2, by doing that, it naturally leads you into step 2, which is unusual action. And you might think, well, what action? And this is where you most likely are going to need a mentor, somebody else who has the role that you want, and you will have to learn from them. What is this unusual action that I need to take? And remember, it's not really unusual. It's just unusual to you. But if somebody else has the result, there are many people in the world making $100,000 a month. There are many people in the world with hundreds and thousands of followers. There are many people in the world with deep connections to God and intimate relationships and influence to create, political and cultural shifts and changes. This is happening all over the world. Beyond, the world is so abundant. Whatever you think is possible, just million times that, right? So you're going to have to find someone. So whether you come work with me inside of the leadership training program that I have, or you work with myself and Jake inside of our Semen Retention Army, our sexual alchemy training, or you find some other coach or mentor or guru or whatever you call, I don't care. Find someone that you resonate with, that you can see, well, they have what I want. Get around them. And if that means you have to pay them, then pay them. If that means you have to volunteer, then volunteer. Do whatever you have to do and get around them. And if you can't afford it, there's no excuses, because in this age, you can just plug in here free every single Thursday at 9:30 a.m. Eastern time and get mentorship. You can read books. You can listen to podcasts. This device here, you're either using this device to enhance your life, or you're using this device to diminish your life. This device right here has the world's information at your fingertips. Are you using that to better your life? Or are you using that to diminish your life through pornography and social media scrolling and all kinds of different nonsense? Are you using this to make positive changes? You know, one of my students said to me, because they have some blocks around social media about using social media as a way to influence. I said, social media is just like money or any other tool in this world, money or fame or intelligence. It's how you use it. I said, I like social media because my social media is filled with inspiring people and my friends.
Yeah.
And I love that, to see
same.
that.
Now it is as well. Yeah.
Yeah.
Nice.
Right. So social media is a positive place for me. I still don't spend that much time on it, but when I go on it, I have no negative feelings towards social media. You can't want more influence in this world and then have negative feelings towards social media. You can't want to 10 times your income and have negative feelings towards sales and marketing. You can't want to create a policy change and then still hate governments. It's you're literally resenting the very things, the very tools which are going. It's like me saying, I really want to build a nice house, but I hate hammers. But you're not going to build your house because the very tool that you're going to need to use to build your house, you have resentment towards. It's just about spiritualizing it, shifting your consciousness. How are you using it? And then last one, and this is specifically, women can do half of this equation and men can do the full equation, is semen retention and fasting. Now, why semen retention? Women can do a form of semen retention, but it's not the same. Semen retention, because that's going to 10 times your energy levels. You want to 10 times your goal, then you have to 10 times the oscillation or vibration in which you're operating at. This isn't meaning you have to do 10 times more things. No, we've all got 24 hours in a day. It's the vibration in which you are oscillating that actually sends out the ripple effect.
Yeah.
Semen retention makes men oscillate at a higher level so that when they speak, like when I speak and I'm clean, no drugs, no alcohol, semen retention, focused, when I speak, things happen. I've seen it. If I'm unclean, not retaining, doing what the masses are doing, drinking, smoking, jerking off, when I speak, the power diminishes because my oscillation level isn't as high. I've literally seen this. I've seen me do both. That's why I'm fully committed now to like just clean living. That's it. There's no going back because it's stupid. It's actually going to diminish all the power that I've been given. And it's diminishing your power if you're doing those things too. The second part of it is fasting. Fasting cleans out the digestive system. Now, I'm saying fasting, you don't have to always be fasting, but some type of fasting routine. And same with semen retention, because I know some guys are out there. This is man, what are you talking about? If you've never heard of it, it sounds weird and unusual, right? And I get it. That's fine. We've got free programs. There's a ton of education on my YouTube channel so that you could dive into it. It doesn't mean you don't get to have sex, and doesn't just relax, right? But it does mean practicing. It definitely means giving up pornography and masturbation. It definitely means those. Okay. Fasting actually 10 times is your energy efficiency. So semen retention explodes the amount of energy you have, and fasting cleans out your body so that you're efficient with that energy and that you can focus and think clearly. So I'll just quickly recap. Step 1, big vision, 10 times your goal. Make your goal so big that you can no longer remain the person you are and keep doing things the way you do. That's a real goal. That's now we're talking exponential growth. When you can no longer operate your day in the same manner, now you've got something. But if your goals are, if you set goals and you can still carry out your day in the same way and the same intensity, that's not a good enough goal. Your goal needs to be stretched. It's not changing you. Your goal should change you. That naturally leads you into step 2, taking unusual action. And that generally means finding a mentor, finding a coach, finding education that's going to share with you what is that unusual action to take. So you can reach out to me directly if I'm the guy for you, or Jake directly if he's the guy for you, or find a coach or mentor that makes sense for you. And step number 3, this is specifically for men, semen retention and fasting. And for the women, fasting. Maybe once a week, maybe it's a juice fast, once a month, some type of fasting program that's going to help you clean out your digestive system and clean out your body so your body can reset and you can, again, be efficient with your energy and oscillate or vibrate at a higher level.
Mm-hmm.
Cool. Captain Jake, you got any final words before we wrap up today?
Yeah, I'm already up leveling my goals just from doing that exercise we did. I can see that I could shoot way higher with my goals, and I'm already feeling more expansive and seeing these unusual actions I could take. And then I was thinking of fasting, because that's something that I haven't done that often. I might try and expand my fasting goals as well and do some more of that. So thanks so much.
Absolutely.
I got to apply it myself.
Here.
I said everyone should apply it. So I also have to apply what we're talking about.
That's the job of a leader. I mean, we talk about leadership development, and, that's what I do. I'm helping train leaders of all different walks of life. And it's the ultimate job of a leader is to do it themselves, right? Like, that's real leadership, right? We're not talking about these coward politicians today who tell 18 and 19-year-old kids to go to war and die on the battlefield while they sit in their offices and these are cowards, not leaders. A real leader will be out if he's going to send people to war, he'll be out there with them. A real leader will be on the front lines. A real leader in business will be out there making sales, will be inside the business, getting things done, making things happen, not just telling everyone else what to do. Of course, there's different jobs and different roles we all have to play. But ultimately, to become true leaders, we have to take a servant's attitude, servant leadership, lead from behind, and inspire our people. And that first means doing it for ourselves, inspiring ourselves. Inspired means in spirit, led by spirit. When we lead by spirit, when we lead from the heart, then we make true connection, then we make true transformation, and we really do some great things on the planet. All right, I love you guys so much. Have a wonderful week. Make sure you're subscribed. Make sure you share this video out. Help spread this message out to more people. 9:30 a.m. Eastern Standard Time. We will see you next week. And as always, soldiers
retain.
Soldiers retain. Real strong men are self-control. Their info is plain. If you don't know, feel that energy flow right into your brain. Your whole game will change. Soldiers retain. Soldiers retain. Soldiers retain. Real strong men are self-control.